All right.
Good morning. Okay, it looks like we are live and up and running. So let's let some attendees come on in. All right, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, EXP family tree. Welcome to today's Thursday huddle, Elizabeth's Thursday huddle. As you can see, I'm not Elizabeth, but I'm excited to be here with you. My name is Amber Joy. If we haven't met, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Influential Agent, where we help agents grow and scale their real estate businesses. And I'm also a fellow EXP agent. So I'm excited to be here with you guys today. We're going to be discussing ChatGPT. Now, how many of you are excited and have heard about and have even experimented a little bit with ChatGPT? Let me know in the chat here in the group, because I'm curious how many of you are already using it. We're going to be discussing today how you can harness the power of AI to really streamline your processes, increase your visibility, save time, which we all need. And of course, we're going to show you how to use it to generate leads today. Now, I do have a special guest that will be joining me here in just a second. And I really feel like he is going to bring a whole new take to how ChatGPT can be used. And it's to me a different take than most people are talking about when they're talking about this subject. So I'm really excited that he's going to be bringing us this content. But today is going to be all about the ultimate class for implementation when it comes to ChatGPT and realtors in real estate specifically. So welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here today. We will be chatting with you guys throughout. You can chat, but we will be saving most of the Q&A until the very end of the session. Want to make sure we get your questions answered. But just before I introduce our guest, I wanted to let you know that Elizabeth and I are friends, and I've been in real estate for over 21 years and also coach thousands of agents. So this is something that I'm super excited about to share this information with you today and also to bring on my co-host. But before I do that, if you haven't already, connect with me on social media. I'm happy to help you, my fellow EXP agents. You can find me on both Instagram, and then you can also find me on YouTube under Influential Agent. We have a free class every single month that we stream live there online that's different all the time. Plus, I'll be coming to you here in the EXP family tree with a different class also each month. And we also have usually a new video once a week on the YouTube channel to help you grow and scale your real estate business. So if you're not already subscribed to that channel, I want to encourage you to do so. But let's get right into it, you guys. I want to make sure we have plenty of time to talk to the guest speaker. Now, this is a lot of people don't realize that my better half, the co-founder of Influential Agent and also an agent of over 15 years, is my husband, Jason Esparza, also known in the training world as the Rook. And I want to welcome him today because he has helped agents all over the country to grow and scale their business using social media, using internet lead generation, using automations, funnels, all that kind of stuff. And he brings so much expertise to the table that I'm excited to kind of co-host today's class with him. So welcome, Jason, aka the
Hey,
Rook.
what's going on? Hello, my love.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, Jason, let's kind of talk about how we're going to be using ChatGPT in real estate, just to give them the big picture before you start detailing it out. We want to talk today about some different scenarios in a real life kind of like day in the life of an agent and how they can use ChatGPT. We're going to be using different scenarios. We're going to talk about listings. We're going to talk about how to generate leads with ChatGPT. We're going to show you how to make it your assistant for no salary. How about that? And many other cool things. So, that's kind of the big picture of what we're going to be doing today. But Jason, kind of give us a little bit of what the what and the why before we go into the how. So what is ChatGPT in case someone's never heard of it? And why is it important that an agent embraces it?
That's a great question. I always like to start off with saying that, sometimes when we talk about new technology, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, there sometimes is a little bit of fear around it because it is brand new and it does have all these possibilities. And I just kind of think of it like the Force, where it's like, it is what it is, and you can either use it for like good or for bad. It's my Star Wars reference. Anyway, so what I like to say is that please don't freak out about AI. I don't believe that it's AI that's going to replace you. I do think it's possible for an agent who's leveraging AI to replace you. So
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's definitely important for us to start to learn this. And again, we've heard about it for the minute it's come out, and the fact that it's not even like a year old is crazy. But the fact is that when some new piece of tech hits our industry, then agents will go, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!" And then they hear all about it somewhat, and then they go off and they start using it in all these really wonderful ways. And that can be a good thing because we'll know just enough to be dangerous, and then we kind of have to suffer through failing forward. And ChatGPT is no different. It's a brand new piece of tech. So how do we leverage it in our business? And this is where what I've been seeing, and again, and looking at and diving deep into ChatGPT, that I've been looking forward to it launching, and then when it launched, being able to jump on board. Looking at it from a different perspective as most people are using it. I see most people using it as more of a task thing. Hey, make me this, write me this. But there is a more functional way that you can start using this. And that's what I'm excited to go over today. And so we can start to learn it. But let me to answer your question.
Before you do that, go ahead and start answering just the literal what and the why really quickly. And then we'll get into that cool mindset.
All right, so
what in the why?
What in the why? So I'm gonna be switching gears. I've got like a lot of different screens open. So let me just go to this.
And I've got the chat pulled up on my phone. I was just pulling that up, so we need to.
So appreciate the intro, by the way. So anyway, so there's my queen. She is amazing. If you guys want to connect with her, those are all her social channels. Great job introducing who I am and how long I've been doing this. But I want to start off with a public service announcements because there's a lot of words being thrown out there. So when we talk about this, OpenAI is the company that kind of created ChatGPT, and you're going to call it or hear it being called a number of different things. There's ChatGPT, GPT-3, GPT-3.5, GPT-4, because it is just going to continue to advance, and it gets confusing. And one of the questions I get asked a lot is, well, what does GPT actually stand for? So let's geek out for just a second. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So the next time you guys are at a party, you can just pull that out there. But you're seeing all these different iterations of GPT-3, 3.5, 4, and what's the difference and what are they? They have designated different understandings of the different models of ChatGPT. And depending on what you're needing, you can connect with ChatGPT. Now, I will say that as of us doing this, ChatGPT still has a free element, but if you want to actually get in ChatGPT-3 and use it, then you'll need to get ChatGPT Plus. And I think it's just $20 a month as of now, as we're recording this right now. It could go up, but it's definitely so well worth it.
So worth the $20. So all these these are just different versions, but they're all the same company. Got it.
That is correct. That's correct. So what I like, and here's the thing, you have to take a look at this models, if I can geek out for a second, differently. So if you need something that's going to be super fast, the default ChatGPT 3.5 is super fast and it's still really good as far as reasoning, but just take a look at the difference in ChatGPT 4. They have been adding different things. You'll be able to input images and video, and it's going to do, it's not ready yet, but it is coming down the pipe, as you'll see by my screen when we start actually working inside of it. But you can leverage images in a certain way. But it's crazy, all the different things that it can be doing. So to sum up, babe, to go back to big picture, because that's what you are really good at. GPT-4 is a language generation model that uses machine learning to generate human-like text, or to say it a different way, it's a robot that can write like a person. And I think this is where we have the greatest advantage to really leverage it in our business. And so that's where we get to talk to you guys a little bit about today. But again, coming at it a little bit differently than what you may have heard before, because I don't just use this thing as a, hey, write me a script, hey, write me a post. There's so much more you can do with this, and that's what we're excited to share.
Yeah, so we're going to get right into it. So that's literally what it is. And to not use this, guys, would be crazy, because I use it daily now already to streamline processes. So let's look at it in the day in the life of an agent. Day in the life of an agent. And I think that most of us are like, okay, what am I doing in my day that this could make easier? And we just start randomly throwing things at it.
Yeah.
And if you'll just stick with us for a second, there's a different way you should be looking at this. Yes, it can do that. Yes, you can throw random things at it and it's going to give you some outputs, but it may not be what you're looking for. And that may not be, well, it isn't the most efficient way to do things. Instead, Jason, you're bringing a new perspective to ChatGPT in setting up something called personas before you start throwing tasks at it. So if you guys will just hear us out, this is a new take that'll help you to streamline everything you do with ChatGPT from now on if you start doing the personas. So tell us about that as the setup.
Well, the idea of personas is taking this model to its fullest capabilities, because it is an artificial intelligent model. And so one of the things, instead of saying, hey, I want you to write me a YouTube script, or I want you to make me an Instagram post, or what have you, you need to tell it who it is first. And this is where the idea and concept of personas come into play. Think about every person that you would love to hire for your team, but you simply don't have the budget for. So as marketers, one of our biggest need was a copywriter, someone to write sales copy for our sales pages, for all these different things.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I hate copywriting.
So
that was like my biggest time suck.
So it's super easy to just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want you to write me, a sales letter. I want you to write me, an image on a sales page. But if you go through the process of telling ChatGPT that they are an experienced copywriter or an expert copywriter, this is where we really start to change things. So it is absolutely possible. And just to show you a quick story of what I did, is I looked at all the different copywriting techniques that I liked, that resonated with our company, that spoke to the way we wanted to speak. And I just started saying, hey, and I told ChatGPT, you're an expert copywriter, you're fluent in all the copywriting techniques. As I give you copywriting formulas, I want you to analyze them, understand them, and then implement them into what we are needing for our company. And then I just started copying and pasting all these different copywriting ideas that I wanted, that I liked, as far as formulas and all these different copywriting techniques. I just shoved it into AI, and I made it analyze this. And I said, do you understand this? Give me a summary to let me know you understand. And it summarized everything beautifully. And at that point, now that it understood who it was and how I needed to use it, then I could say, hey, write me a sales letter, or a sales paragraph, or an email, or a promotional text, or what have you. And it completely changed the output. And so the idea behind personas is that once you give them a robust identity, it's going to continue to learn. And I'll show this more, babe, when we talk about what's on my screen, because on the left-hand side, it keeps all of your past requests. Well, if you don't want this library of stuff, you can keep going back to that copywriter, or keep going back to that assistant, or keep going back to that property description writer every time you need something new, because it will continue to learn off of what it's already said to you.
So let me put personas in a real world scenario, in case, to try to make it easier for people to really grasp the power of it. And that is, I'm saying what you're saying in a different way. Okay. So the way I look at it is, think about how when you hire an admin who's really good at detail work, that same person is usually not the same person that's amazing at social media posts, right? One has an analytical mind, typically one has a creative mind. Okay. So think about the different positions you wish you could hire in your business, and don't try to make that person in AI all one person. So what Jason is saying is that you can have individual AI personas that really specialize in just that one thing that you're saying, because you're giving it lots of information to use. Okay. So it's like instead of hiring one AI person to give you all the outputs and expecting that same person to understand exactly what you need, it's creating multiple AI personas / team members that specialize in just that. Okay. I don't know if that helps or not, but those are personas. So Jason, I know you're going to be taking us live. I know people want to see, how does this thing really work?
Yeah. So we can go live. So what you're looking at is the latest ChatGPT. If you can take a look at my screen up at the top, you can kind of choose which model you want to work with, and it kind of gives those little screenshots of what I showed you guys. The differences, we'll be using ChatGPT Model 4 for this scenario. And let's go into, let's start with something basic, and then we'll go into the more advanced.
Okay, great. So personas, though, just to let them know, you've already built these on the side personas, right? Because you wanted to start with that. So that was just, hey, this one's a copywriter, or is that not something you're covering right this second?
Not right now.
Okay.
Well, I can start off with this. So let me do this real quick. So a persona, just to give you a brief example of what a persona is, I can put into ChatGPT, act as if you're a luxury real estate agent, and you've got 12 years experience in Allen, Texas. You're charismatic, friendly, conversational, and engaging. You know how to use the latest copywriting techniques when creating property descriptions, and then write a property description with the following information. And so all I got to do is hit the colon. And then what I'm going to do is just copy and paste a bulleted list of features for a property. Okay.
All right. So you have a new listing, and you're like, I can't stand coming up with the descriptions. Help me, AI.
So I'm going to put all this in. As you can see, it's a lot of features, So let's see what it can do. And I'll zoom in as it is going, so we can take a look at this a little bit easier.
It's a little bit blurry, so you might have to read it to us. There we go.
I'm just zooming in as much as I can.
Okay, that's great.
And it is already typing this out. Welcome to this enchanting, elegant abode nestled in the prestigious Castle Hills community of Allen, Texas.
So, wow, it took the bullets for the property and is now creating, gosh, like you could make a full flyer or a one-page website just for this listing with all this amazing verbiage.
Now, I know
this would be great for a video too, just saying.
Well, it could, absolutely. You could say, okay, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but you could then say, okay, this is a great description. Can you turn this into a quick script for Reels or TikToks or what have you? But if this is too long, obviously you can tell ChatGPT, hey, shorten this, or this sounds way too flutant and highfalutin. So break this down for me, maybe speak more casually, or maybe rewrite this on a college grade reading level. The choice is yours, but the main point is, and this is like going on and on, which is awesome, but the fact that it took all of those features along with the identity that I gave it, and now it is going through here. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity. This is a copywriting technique of scarcity. So it's going to have these little tiny pieces that if you are a copywriter, and you can take a look at this. This is an absolute amazing description. Again, if it's too long, you can ask it to shorten it. And then from here, let me just switch to this. From here, you can then say, okay, I love this description. What else can I do with this? And so what I wouldn't do is this. So caveat. What I wouldn't do is stay inside of here and say, okay, write me a YouTube video from this. Now, babe, why wouldn't I ask this chat to do that for me?
Because you're not in the right persona?
Yes, you're a genius.
Okay, so not that it doesn't allow you can literally do that, but you want to stay within the same personas. This particular persona is writing you real estate descriptions or being a copywriter for a real estate agent. If we want to start writing video scripts, that's going to be a different persona in AI that you're creating to really specialize in that.
Absolutely. And so the best part is, and we can stay on this train, I can take this description, but we have to give it an identity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new chat. Let me switch to, okay, so let me back to here. I'm going to start a new chat and I'm going to give this another persona. And I think you guys are going to like this persona. So you can show this. Let me put this in. And then this is, so you can take a look.
What does this persona do?
This is, and so what I'll read it to you is a YouTube videographer. You've got over 16 years experience helping real estate agents use long form video content on YouTube to maintain their brand while growing their audience of subscriber count. You have expertise to develop video campaigns on YouTube, create YouTube scripts and outlines, and it's doing all this amazing things. You can write the titles for my videos, even suggest thumbnail ideas that would increase the click-through rate, the whole 9 yards. So what you're allowing this to do is like, all right, this is who you are. Awesome. So I'm going to hit the enter button and it's like, perfect. So it's going to start going, okay, is this what you mean? I got the expertise. I'll share with you, what else can I do for you? Okay. And so it's with this point. And so what I want you to do is I just hit the enter button. It's going to start trying to take into what this is. There's a couple things you can add to it.
So this is a persona in case I want to start doing YouTube videos. So when we talked about earlier how you can use ChatGPT to generate more leads, well, that can be, the sky's the limit for that. But one of those ways, as you guys know, YouTube is a huge deal and is growing like crazy as far as lead generation possibilities. So how many of you, let me know in the comments, have ever wanted to start a YouTube channel or start making content on there, but you don't know what to say. You don't know how to do video scripts. You don't even know how to write descriptions on there. Enter ChatGPT. Jason is creating a persona or a position for your business. We could say a staff member that can help you do just that. So he has created this persona by saying, this is who you are.
Yeah. And so what I did is I just added to this. I said, you will take the topics that I give you and make content ideas. Is that understood? Is that understood? It's just making sure that the model understands what it is that you're asking for. And it says, yes, I understand. As a seasoned YouTube videographer with experience in the real estate industry, I can help you generate content ideas based on the topics you provide. So now if I wanted to take those descriptions or the property description that I gave it earlier, I could copy and paste it and say, make me a YouTube video about this.
Right.
Instead,
let's say, Jason, that I had never made a YouTube video and I'm an agent who wants to start using YouTube. With ChatGPT and the persona that you've just given it. So basically you're just telling it who it is as an employee. Pretend that it's not an employee.
You're my YouTube videographer employee. And I love that.
Yes. Okay. And for $20 a month. No.
For $20 a month.
So what we're going to show you guys is how from start to finish, you can now be a YouTube expert. So let's start at the beginning, Jason. I don't know what to make YouTube videos about.
All right.
What should I even make it about?
So if you don't know what to make YouTube videos about, then I'm just going to ask it, what kind of YouTube videos could I create for real estate leads? And I'm going to ask it. Now, again, I'm asking not ChatGPT, I'm asking my YouTube videographer. And so it's going to think about what it is that I'm asking as that person. And this is where I think that people aren't using it to their ability, because it's one thing to ask ChatGPT, hey, what kind of YouTube videos could I create for real estate leads? But when you give it the persona of who it is, you are going to get far more effective, far better answers than if you were just ask it, make me a script, make me this.
Just randomly. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
The persona attached. Okay.
So it's spit out some really good ideas, neighborhood tours, home tours, how-to guides, create videos on the types of tips. And so I'm going to go, okay, that's awesome. But so let me pick one of these, right? So I can say, okay, okay, so let me do this. I'm going to say, write me a YouTube script, include common real estate questions around number. Let's do number I like one. Let's do number one.
How does one match the 5 common real estate
I'm going to take
questions
that
sellers have? Okay, gotcha. So you want it to write you a script on number 1.
Yeah. Now, what I like to put in here is without a narrator or B-roll, because sometimes it will throw that in. Sometimes it gets that, sometimes it doesn't. And then, all right, so yeah, here's a script for a neighborhood tour video. And so it even gives like blanks so you can put in the neighborhood name or the local attraction. And it even kind of coaches you through that of what to do. Now, this is a very short script that it gave me. I can go into more detail about this and say, hey, more detail. And then it'll do it. And so again, if you didn't, one of the things that I always like to coach people when they're starting to use ChatGPT is that you have to constantly be refining the answer. If you don't get the answer that you want, you have to tell it, okay, this is what I liked about it. This is what I didn't like about it. And don't just take what it gives you, copy and paste it and run. If you need to read this, this really doesn't sound like me. Can you make this more, conversational? Can you make this sound like someone who grew up there or what have you? But this is a really good start. And again, this can get you 95% of the way there. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So now it's telling me what kind of videos to make. It's creating my video script for me, which is awesome. Now what do I need to do with the YouTube channel? So I've got the video ideas. It gave me the video script. So now I can film the video. Now, if you guys are looking for a teleprompter app, we use Big View. I'll have to try to put that in the chat in a second. Shelby, if you'll give me the Big View, our affiliate link, I'll give them that. In case they need a teleprompter app, that's great to help them with that. You just need to practice. It doesn't have to look like you're reading a teleprompter, or you can use that script in a more bulleted style and just film in sections if that's what you prefer. But at least now you have an outline to follow based on the script it created. Now, what else can it do when it comes to helping us get this on YouTube?
Well, what you can do is say, okay, that's great, but write me a YouTube description for this video and make sure the SEO is for the phrase, let's say, for sale in, and I'll just do Allen, Texas. Okay. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go through, hey, yeah, sure. What I love about ChatGPT is it's so friendly. Yeah, sure, of course, no problem. Which is another bonus to have this as someone on your team, because they're always going to be positive.
Yeah.
But this is a great description that is filled with all of the SEO for, looking to be found for homes for sale in Allen, Texas, which is still a very good thing to do with your YouTube videos. So now, not only did it helped me, and again, we're just doing one of these numbers. We could have gone back and gone through this process for all the other numbers, but we're going to keep on going on. So I need a YouTube description. All right, what else, babe, do I need when it comes to YouTube videos?
All right. So to recap, it told me the ideas of what to film. It gave me the script on the idea that I chose. It's now written a description that's already SEO'd, or what we call optimized for YouTube, as we put the description in along with the video when we post it. Now it's time to promote this bad boy. Like, we need to promote this on social media, and we need to promote it in an email to our database, letting them know a new video's hit. So how can ChatGPT help me with that? Like, get me from start to finish.
Well, we're missing one key component, and that is a title. So what I want is, again,
we got to have a title. Yeah.
I want options. So I said, write 3 title options for this video in 5 words or less. Now, there's a reason why I said 5 words or less, because when it comes to YouTube titles, you want them to be short. And so what it's going to do is again, it understands all the information it has given me thus far. Okay. So it's gave me these 3 titles: Your Dream Home in Allen, Discover Allen. I like number 2. I like that. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my video, I've got my title. Now, babe, to your point, I need to promote this. So oftentimes realtors overlook their database, their sphere, and we're just kind of blasting out marketing pieces to them on an automation thing. But if I've made a video, then I have a great opportunity to leverage my email list to promote and have them watch this video. The more eyes I can get on it, YouTube likes that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then tell, again, keep in mind, this is my persona that's helping me out with this and understands this. I'm going to say, hey, write me an email to promote this video using title number 2, make it conversational and fun. And sure, yeah, here's an email. And it's going to write me an email. Now, what I typically tend to do, but we don't have time for this, is I'll say, write me 3 emails to promote this, or an email sequence to promote this. But for this demo, we're just doing 1 email. And so, yeah, so I have the ability to, now it's based upon the information already given me, now writing me an email.
That is awesome.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Now, this is something that some people don't think about, so I'm going to give you guys a little hashtag pro tip. One of the things that we tend not to think about when it comes to our YouTube videos is people making comments. And so if you want to get a leg up on people making comments, then I can go ahead and ask ChatGPT to write 4 canned responses to positive YouTube comments with a call to action to have them reach out to me for more information. How cool is that?
So you've even got your canned responses ready when people respond to your YouTube video. This is a start to finish way to think about how you can use personas in ChatGPT. That is awesome.
Now, I know human nature. Some of you guys are out there going, okay, but what if they're negative comments? Okay, that's fine. I got you, boo. Look, for negative YouTube comments, I can just do the exact same thing. And then ChatGPT is going to go, yeah, sure. Hey, we're sorry to hear you didn't enjoy our video. We strive to create content that is informative and engaging for all viewers. If you have any specific feedback or suggestions for improvement, we'd love to hear them. Feel free to contact us directly to discuss.
And that is so much nicer than what we might have written.
I would have said, jump off a bridge.
Good thing AI is writing them for us.
Right. So when we take a look at this, we take a look from the standpoint of we cannot look at this. Again, I think it's a great tool. I love it. We use it pretty much on a daily basis in our business. But when you take a look from the standpoint of, imagine what your business is going to be like when you have someone who is knowledgeable and professional and knows a ton of stuff that you wish you knew. Well, you now have it. And this is absolutely free. So you can go through this whole process. Again, we just did the YouTube side of it. What if we had a persona that's a social media manager? What if you had, just sky's the limit. And this is where I've been doing just some deep diving on personas and creating these really like you saw that one persona was like a massive paragraph. That's like the shortest one that I've got when it comes to people.
So how will this help an agent with social media posting then?
Well, when it comes to social media posting, I've been doing social media training since 2009, 2010. Social media, and for those of you, let me know in the chat, it started off like a tree. And Facebook and Twitter was really all we had back in the day. And the more we've added to the social media spectrum, the larger it is. And so we're no longer at that trunk of that tree. We're now at the other branches. So when a real estate agent tells me why I do social media, I'm like, well, I have no idea what that means because there's so many. So if you wanted to focus on Facebook, well, there's 5 different strategies for a realtor to get leads off of Facebook. You've got Facebook ads, Facebook Live, Facebook Reels, Facebook Stories, Facebook Posts, Facebook Engagement. There's so many you can do. So you have to think about what it is that I'm really going after. Now, for agents, I know that we want to be on every channel. So you have 2 options. You could create a social media manager persona, or like we did in this scenario, you would create a specific persona for that social channel, because the skill set and knowledge needed for someone understanding TikTok and Instagram Reels is not the same person that needs to understand long form content like YouTube.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So they're not all one person. They're different personas. And that's the joy. This isn't a real person that you're having to pay a salary. So you can hire as many different people as you want. So give it its specialty and take advantage of having as many as you need.
Yeah, and so to give you an example, just to show you this real quick, we not only do we have a detailed YouTube persona, we have got a specific persona for YouTube titles, and I called it the YouTube title engine. So all its job is to take titles and make sure that they're SEO'd, make sure that they're as short and succinct as possible, make sure that they're click worthy, and go through a series of instructions that I gave it specifically for YouTube titles. And that is a different mindset than the YouTube editor. So.
Okay. Well, let's keep in mind, you guys, that the sky is the limit. Like, we don't have endless hours to show you every single thing this can do. We are going to show you a few more things, but I just want to open your mind up to the fact that the sky is the limit. Think about, what do I need to do in my day today, and how can ChatGPT help me? I had a coaching client yesterday that wrote an email to accompany a CMA that somebody requested, and it was awesome. We use it and incorporate it in our chat on our website. ChatGPT is like a free staff person chatting with people on our website. We've used it for new leads. When you really think about the fact that 80% of all leads convert between the 5th and 12th contact. I'll say that one more time. 80% of all leads convert between the 5th and 12th contact, and yet studies show that only 12% of agents stay in touch 3 or more times. So it's not that you need more leads in a lot of cases, it's that you need to follow up more with the leads you already have. So how can ChatGPT help you with that? Well, have it help you with a follow-up plan per the different kind of lead, and have them create 12 different kinds of content of follow-up for you for each lead, including emails, text messages. It can do it all. Okay. So think about your day and think about efficiencies, think about where you're falling short and how you can tighten up those processes with the help of ChatGPT. I mean, it has saved us a ton of time by thinking about all those things, including social media. You could even ask it to create a 30-day content calendar for things that you're going to post on TikTok, or a content calendar, or, hey, go through my emails for me, or, like there's, Jason even, told a persona of ChatGPT to write some content for me, but it gave it previous emails that I've written so that it can analyze those emails and really see, okay, I'm not going to just write generically. I need to write to sound like this person.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is awesome. The sky's the limit as far as what you can do. You just have to create the personas, meaning you tell AI how you want it to think, how you want it to be, and then you just work with it to perfect it.
Yeah, that's another great thing. And it's probably one of those pieces that a lot of people don't use it for, is the analysis of it. So most people are using it to create content and to create, different things they want. But I wanted to show you something super quick that you could leverage, again, for your business to your advantage. Let me go here. Perfect. All right. So what I did is, we are constantly looking for information. You guys are here wanting to learn something new, which I think is awesome. And so if you were to go out and about, and I found this, it's called the 8 top performing real estate scripts and why they work so well. Well, that's awesome. But then you take a look at that and you're like, that's a lot of information. I don't want to read that. Well, guess what? You now have a new best friend. The analyzing aspect of ChatGPT is one of my favorites. So I could say, hey, analyze, spelled correctly, analyze the following, article. Show me what these scripts have in common and suggest, thank you, suggest key phrases that I could use in my real estate business. And all I did is I gave it the link to that blog post that I found. And so what it's going to do is going to say, hey, after analyzing the article, which it did in half a second, it went ahead and is now bulleting out all the things that I can do. Now, how cool is that? Here are some of the key phrases you could use in your real estate business based upon these scripts. So not only did it break down the article for me, it is now suggesting things that I could add. The analysis part of ChatGPT, like my queen said, give it a couple of the emails that you have written when you're creating these personas. You can say, hey, you're my email writer. Hey, you're my communications person. I'm going to give you some emails, analyze these so you can understand how I like to talk to my clients. That way, when you're getting output from ChatGPT, hey, guess what? You're good to go. It's going to sound like you. Oh,
I
so
love
good.
that.
I'm sorry. I
And
think
you
that's
know what?
one of
That
the
is so
coolest things
phenomenal.
about ChatGPT.
That is so
Now,
phenomenal.
when we
But
talk about
also,
this thing,
oh,
oh, I
Jason,
think you're muted, or am I not? Oh, hold on.
Jason,
You're not muted because
I am trying to talk.
there we go. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it switched it like
Okay.
I was not
Uh,
ignoring my wife. I'm smarter than that.
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't hear. Legit could not hear.
So that's funny. That's what you said last time, Jason.
It switched.
Okay. What I
I
was
want
going
you
to
to
say,
look. You got to take it. This is all that's going on right here.
there's a
So
lot of production
there's a
happening.
lot of
So
production
I
happening.
get it. I get it. So I want to just remind you guys that even if you tell it to analyze your stuff and to sound like you, there's times I wish I was a little bit more funny, or there's times I wish I was a little bit more casual or conversational, because I'm a D personality and sometimes I forget to add that other stuff in. So if I know I'm about to talk to somebody, or I'm about to send this response to somebody who might be a high I on the disc scale, they're like a people person, I can even tell ChatGPT, make this sound friendlier or more conversational. Or if I know I'm about to respond to a D who is very direct, doesn't want you to waste their time, they want big picture only, I could say, this is a great response, but make it more direct, make it shorter, So that's pretty cool too, that you can kind of use it to analyze, hey, if somebody is a D on the disc scale, it's even going to know what that is. Hey, if somebody's an S on the disc, how would you respond to this? And you can, I need to do better at doing that, because there was a Chrome extension we were using called Crystal Knows that would kind of help us to do that by personality style. Well, now ChatGPT can do that for free, because Crystal Knows had a fee to it. Also, you had a question from Shauna Pope online that asked about how you can do this if you're just now getting started. How do you do this for free? So I have replied in the comments, Shauna, to give you the link to sign up for ChatGPT, and it is free. It's just that you could get kicked out. So like, in other words, if it's full, if there's millions of users trying to use it at one time and you're not a paid subscriber, it's very common to be kicked out temporarily until there's space. Plus, you may not have some of the features that are available that we talked about at the beginning if you're not the paid version, but you can use the free version for now.
Yeah, just to let you guys know that ChatGPT 4 is only accessible if you're paying for it. It is so well worth it, guys. It's like I said, it's $20 a month. It is a absolute no-brainer with ChatGPT. But can we talk about, babe, real quick, the other, like outside of the real estate, what it can do?
Outside of real estate. Okay. So there's the sky's the limit. Just like real estate, it can really do anything. So for example, Jason and I are trying to be a little bit more fit. We're trying to get, eat a little healthier. We're not perfect. And we're trying to focus on macros. Have you guys ever heard of macros? It's like a nightmare to try to figure out, like try to track all your proteins and your fibers and your calories and your this and your that. So Jason just put into ChatGPT how to help us with this in seconds instead of hiring a nutritionist. Tell us quickly how you did that.
All right, so real quick, guys, again, I'm a huge geek when it comes to the personas. So what I did is I created a persona that said, act as if you're a professional nutritionist. You have decades of experience helping clients achieve their ideal body composition. You're well-versed in ketogenic, carnivore, plant-based, and other effective diets, yada, yada. And then I always like to ask it, is that understood? So that I know that it understands what I'm saying. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I can then, once it knows who it is, I could then say, hey, create a meal plan that will be limited to 2,400 calories with 120 grams of protein. And this meal plan does not include fish or seafood. Don't judge me. I don't like it. And then watch the magic. as they lays out a meal plan for me. Now, here's the best part. This is just me personally. The fact that I can then say, hey, make me a shopping list with this so I can get the food. And it will absolutely break this down into a shopping list so that we can go get what we need.
I mean, I love that. And the shopping list is even divided by categories in the store. I love it, making it easy to find. So that is so cool. Let's see. All right. So how else could it help me, Jason? What if I need to help my kid with math? Okay, this is because we can use this for our whole lives. So I know we're realtors, but the fact that if we take care of ourselves, we're going to be a better realtor. And we're also, a lot of us are parents. So if I need to help my child with algebra, and Lord knows I don't know how to do any of that, what can it do that for me there?
All right. So I accidentally deleted this, so I apologize. But what it can do is, because we've got 4 kids. My son is in 10th grade, and he's doing some math stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but math is not the same way that I had math. So what I did is like, man, I need some help. So I created a persona that was a 10th grade math tutor, and it understands everything it needs to help someone in the 10th grade, understands all. And so what I said is, any word problem I gave you or any problem that I give you, I need for you to explain how to get the answer, show your work, and then break this down so that a 6th grader can understand it. And I copied and pasted one of his problems into ChatGPT, and it completely laid out the answer, told him how to get to what, explained every step along the way. It was cheating.
I love
so
it.
good. I'm sorry.
It can also help you manage your stress in life, you guys. It can help, this just really anything. I really can't think of anything that it can't do. I do want to say, though, for compliance wise, it's important that you guys know this is not 100% sure safe. It's not a human. This is AI doing what you told it to do. You should never post something or send an email or a text that it says without reading it thoroughly to make sure that it's compliant with fair housing and other rules, because it doesn't know as a real estate licensee. Now, you can say, please make this compliant with fair housing rules, and it could know, but you're not going to likely do that in most cases, right? And it's not going to know certain things as a licensed agent. So be careful that you're always double checking it. It's just getting you 95% of the way there. Okay.
Yeah. And so there's probably, there's a ton of things to do. So if you are not versed in, writing personas, which I don't expect you to be, I want to show you a really quick tool that will help you out a little bit, not all the way there. It's not specific. So let me see if I can show that to you. Give me one second. I think it's this one.
So as you're pulling
here we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is, for those of you guys using Chrome, this is a Chrome extension that you can use with ChatGPT. It's called AI PRM for ChatGPT. Now, I took it off of mine so I can show you this demo, but I can turn it on for you guys so you can see what it would do. But what it allows you to do is, there are 2,500 different prompts inside of this thing where you can do a quick search, and it says, hey, there's like a one-click blog post. There is a TikTok script writer. There is all these different things that you can ask ChatGPT things to do. So I wanted to show you that tool. It is going to simply ask ChatGPT to do X, Y, and Z. It is not going to have a persona attached to it. But if you were to create the persona first and then use a tool like this, then it will seriously help out your just the learning process of how to write prompts.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so Jason, we are receiving most of the chat on the Facebook group that you can't see. That's why I'm touching. It's in the family tree.
Oh,
that's
perfect.
why.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you got questions,
if you guys have questions, let us know on there, and we'll be happy to answer those. But basically what I want to ask you guys is, in your business, I want you to be thinking about, how could you use this in your business, and be thinking this every single day, because an agent really needs to be focused on dollar productive activities, and dollar productive activities are lead generating, it's buyer and seller appointments, it's negotiating contracts, and it's networking to grow your list or grow your database, or especially your sphere. Anything outside that, write those down when you're doing those tasks. And if you can't delegate it to an employee, figure out how you can delegate a lot of that work to ChatGPT so that you can move at a faster pace. You could also be thinking, hey, I used to have an employee do this, and now I don't need that employee to do that anymore, but I could have that employee do something else that ChatGPT can't do to help me in my business. So really just be thinking about those things, because this is not just a new shiny penny. This is the new way of doing business. I really think the people that embrace funnels, chat, massive follow-up systems, they're eventually going to totally geek out on the system like we have to create just huge opportunities for lead generation and models and systems in your business.
All right. How many guys want me to blow their minds? Just real quick.
Well, of course we do.
All right. So
do.
I went back to my YouTube editor because we showed you one example, right? Just one example. So I wanted to say, okay, what else could I do? And I've done this a couple of times before. So I just wanted to show you just how cool. And again, what my queen says is so valuable is you have to think in process, not tasks. What is the process of what I need to accomplish and who is the right person to get me there? That helps you create the persona. So let me just share this with you. So I said, create a list of videos that I could make that will be SEO friendly for Allen, Texas, and make it into a spreadsheet format. And it gave me the video title, the description, and the keywords. And it spit out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. That is 2 months worth of video content that it just gave me if I'm making one a week. And then I could then go back through my process and say, okay, I need a script for this. I need email promotions for this. I need a title for this. And you could go through each one of these and say, given this title and description, make me a script, or given this title and description, make me an email promotion sequence.
Wow.
That is the power that it can do. And again, I just did this while you were talking, but I was paying attention, for the record.
So when you're talking about, you hear a lot of speakers and coaches say you need to be the mayor of your town. You can utilize what Jason just showed you in ChatGPT. What are the videos I could make to look like the mayor of this town? And that's exactly what it pumped out. I was looking at what you were showing us, which is so cool. Anything else you want to show them before I show them some tools that you put together for them?
Yeah, just one thing I'm typing up real quick. So I wanted just to see what this can do, because a lot of things is that human speak. So I want to say create 3 Instagram posts for the first idea, make it conversational. And use emojis, because we got to have emojis. And so let's see what it can do. All right, so let me share. I always like to share. All right. So what I said was, hey, create 3 Instagram posts for the first idea, make it conversational, and use emojis. So yeah, I can just have that there. And if that's not enough emojis for you, you can say, use more emojis, and then it'll do it. It'll also take a look at hashtags that are, or give you hashtags to suggest. But the bottom line is that where these ideas come from, you're like, oh, this is, if you guys are liking the ideas come from the process. So if you understand the process of, hey, I just want to create a YouTube video, that's great. But you also, what do you do before, during, and after that YouTube video to get it out there? This goes with your reels. This goes with any idea or any marketing that you have. And I know we stuck a lot with marketing, but there's other things you can do. Here's what you have to keep in mind. ChatGPT got a higher grade on the bar exam than 90% of lawyers did. Okay. That is a very smart artificial intelligence. I don't know what's your opinion of most lawyers' intelligence. But
well, I did have it write a legal email for me the other day. I couldn't say that it was, but
now I want to think about this one. If you, real quick, because this just came to me, and I'm sure this is for somebody. If you're going, this is all well and good, but how do I use it to help my downline? But I don't understand the EXP model. Well, guess what? Feed ChatGPT the model. Tell it that it's a recruiter. tell it what you want it to be, and then go from there as far as writing emails or writing scripts. Now, again, obviously you want to monitor the output, but if you feed it the information and you tell it who it is, then sky's the limit. You saw the fact that we were able to create or heard about the fact that we were able to create a tutor. Well, guess what? You have a EXP recruiting tutor, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying, it's amazing.
I love it. So you can use it for attraction too, is what you're saying. I love that. Okay, I know that we are rounding down. We only have 2 minutes left. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Jason, though, you did put together some tools for us. I know that the information, we appreciate you giving us your time for free today, but you did have a few tools for very inexpensive in case they wanted to go to that next level faster. What are those tools that you are offering today?
Oh, just real quick, guys. I made a couple of handouts for you. So one is ChatGPT in real estate, which is just kind of everything we've been talking about. What it allows you to do is avoid a lot of the common mistakes. It talks about how to monitor the output, some things that you can really dive deep to getting more effective responses from ChatGPT. I've got over 50 specific to real estate chat GPT prompts that you can just copy and paste to get what you were looking for. And then I've got the real estate personas in here. These are personas that I have handcrafted to do some amazing things. And one of those personas that is in here is a prompt generating persona. I created a persona inside of ChatGPT to help you create better prompts to ask ChatGPT. It's like fourth wall, breaking of the fourth wall. Anyway, I made those for you guys. Again,
so that AI personas, I know that you created one to be like a PR manager, one to be a social media manager, a videographer. So just in case they were just joining us, those personas would be different AI positions in your business to help write specialized, because you're telling it what to do. And all you'll have to do is copy and paste all that hard work Jason put in into yours, and you will be good to go.
Yeah. So I've also created some templates in there. So it's got a buyer's agent, it's got a seller's agent. So it's basically a template where you're injecting your knowledge and your persona. Or if you're like first, second year in, you need a veteran's assistant, then you can create a veteran version of yourself to help you respond to comments. There's so many in there. It's just $27 for all this stuff, all this handouts. It is awesome. So that's what we put in there for you. I think there's a link that we can
I just dropped a link inside of the Facebook group into the chat.
But yeah, so hopefully this helps, guys. I'm a huge fan of ChatGPT and everything it can do. Again, my focus is understanding how can I create different staff members for our company and yours. If you guys have any questions, I guess we can hang out for some Q&A, Ben.
We don't have any questions. We already answered them all. So we are, we should be good to go. I don't see anything else in the chat. I'm sure a lot of people are watching this later. So if you guys are watching this later and you want to find a way to get a hold of us, whether it be about questions for this class or questions about our coaching in general, all you have to do is go to support.influentialagent.com and we'll be sure to do that. Or you can connect with me on social media and send me a DM there. Either way, we'll make sure that we get you the help that you need. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for having us today on your Thursday huddle. And we just so appreciate being part of such an amazing group here at EXP, especially in this family tree. All right. Thank you, Jason, so much for bringing all your amazing knowledge and all your examples today.
No, I had a lot of fun.
It was awesome. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We will be back in a month as speakers again. In the meantime, God has given you everything you need to succeed. All you need to do is take daily imperfect action. We'll see you guys next time.